where there's an apprehension, there's an apprehension between the Black community when it comes to interacting with the federal government. So what does that look like through our lens? It can look like you're going to come and take one of our loved ones because he fits the description of somebody, he or she fits the description, or it may be you got a phone call that said that I'm not taking care of my children, and then the agencies coming to take the children away, or we just don't see that it is that we have a direct correlation with the resources that come about through the census data. So when we're talking to when we're outreaching in those communities, so for me, I lead with that, right? So we lead with that. We understand how history already shows that interacting with the federal government hasn't been good to us as a culture. But we can't let that hinder us because we need fundings in our schools. We need fundings to a hospital. We need decent hospitals. We need to make sure that we have a fire station in every county, or if not, multiple in a region, So these are the things that you have to mention to people to make it more palatable, if you will, for them to participate. Main thing, if you're talking to somebody that's in their 20s, 18 to 21, are you in college? Tap and Pell comes to do that. People, you have to tailor it. So there is a challenge still. Right now we're 57 days, I believe, to the first distribution of the census, right, for March 12th. So we're still in the phase of educating because of that challenge, right? So we have to double down. So we have to rely on trusted voices. Trusted voices are essential in the Black, Pan-African, immigrant, non-immigrant communities, right? So you would have to deputize someone, you have information things, as the Center for Law and Social Justice panelist Louis Daniels Favors had mentioned, and then you share the information, but it's about the trusted voice. The messenger is, to my personal opinion, the messenger is much more important than the message. So you have to make sure that when you're speaking, you're addressing the needs. If you're dealing with somebody that is suffering from sickle cells, research dollars for sickle cell from the Center for Disease Control comes through the census, right? So if they want to do research on the sickle cells, when they want to go to a Black community, we're the ones who suffer from sickle cell anemia, right? So when they want to do research, they have to find a cluster of a large body of people who have that. They have to go into a community to do such research, right? So how would they know if we're not being counted? So these are some of the challenges that you can overcome by just informing people. And we need the right people to be informed so that they can, in turn, educate. Through the outreach, they can further educate to get more and more African Americans to complete the census.